and then you want to go to I-65.
Don't use the names. Tell me the numbers.
8094. You're going eastbound on 8094, right? And you want to go south on I-65, which you got to go over like
early to the early.
If your wife's with you, she's like, you better get over, and you better get over, you better get over, and you have to get over like 4 lanes.
Have you been in the car with your wife? How do you know this?
Oh God, all the time. She's like, you can't get over from this lane, so you're going boom, boom, boom. And then it's like four. It's like 4 lanes you got to get over. So what they're gonna do is you're not going to be able to go from Broadway to I-65. They're going to get rid of that, and they're going to redo that whole interchange. And they're going to let you get over much earlier.
Will you have to pay an additional toll?
Not initially, but probably at some point. But it is probably the most dangerous part of the Borman is going from eastbound to southbound. And that is where this accident sounds like it is.
So,
all right, we got a caller.
Can I relate a story?
After this caller.
I guess. Okay.
Coos texted me and said that's what I should do. Hey, you're on the air, guy. What's going on?
Brent, in reference to, Brent, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good. In reference to the president's behavior, do you happen to recall when they just tried to destroy him, his life, put him in prison?
Destroy his life how? What are you talking about?
With all the baloney counts they came up with and everything else. Do you recall any of that?
I do.
Okay, so, Brent, if that were you, do you think you'd be a little angry when the media was right in the middle of it?
So you're telling me the girl that he called a pig is responsible for all of his troubles legally?
Well, let me ask you this. If I get on the air and contact the news outlets where I have friends and start bad-mouthing Brent Brasher and making up stuff, and Doc Smokehouse and how, I just start making up things. Brent, do you remember the Steele dossier, how much attention that got?
Absolutely, yeah, that was a big deal.
And it was totally made up, wasn't it?
I don't know that it's totally made up, but I think
Brent,
that people put a lot more stock in it than they should have.
And you remember the Biden computer and how that didn't get a lot of attention, correct?
The Biden computer.
So let me.
You're talking about, the Hunter laptop. We're back on the Hunter laptop? Yeah.
Well, how that didn't get any attention, but that was real, correct?
I don't know.
Hey, Brent.
Yes,
if
sir?
you get any more liberal and left wing, you could be a regular on the Tuesday show.
that is. So here's the thing. Let me interject.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Wait.
Hey, can you turn me up a little bit?
So I'm a left-wing liberal.
Absolutely, Brent.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell me about tariffs. So right now I'm paying $90 a case for lettuce. And lettuce is one of the things that Trump just took the tariff off of. But I've been told for the last 6-9 months that tariffs didn't increase our prices. So why are we taking them off to lower the prices?
Let's get back to my original question, and then I'll answer yours in a minute. I'll answer yours. Give me a minute.
Again, go ahead.
Would you be pissed if somebody tried to ruin your life?
I would.
Enough said. Getting back to tariffs, because you left-wing liberal Democrats screwed up the country the last 4 years, we're going to take some time to correct it.
So all right. So hold on a second.
Let's unpack this. Let's unpack this a little bit.
All right. Go ahead.
So the current economic problems in our country in terms of inflation and rising consumer costs, stagnant job growth, those are Biden's fault.
I'll answer your question with a question, Brent. You ready?
Yes.
How many people are here illegally that we're carrying on the books?
Can you?
Don't stagger. Just answer the question. How many?
I don't know what that question means.
How about 7 million? All right, go ahead. What's your point?
Okay, 7 million. I'm good with 7 million.
So how many of them are we carrying on the books?
carrying on the books meaning what? What is
How
carrying on
many illegals are we having to support in every fashion?
All right, so it's a lot. What's your point?
Yeah.
The point is, you liberals, and you two would be great on Tuesdays. Just say it with me, Jed. Orange man bad.
Hey, listen, here's the deal. Thank you for a
I'll
phone
say
call.
this, Orange Man
Thanks.
funny.
Exactly. I'm like, here's the thing. I sat here and did these shows with Obama as president, and when they said no drama Obama, they meant it. And strictly from an entertainment and radio standpoint, I couldn't ask for anything more. But here's the thing, and I mentioned this ahead of there. Now, you could be a Mitch Daniels Republican, right? You could be right in the middle, or you could be, Matlock Democrat. You know what I mean? You could be any of those. But if you're not MAGA for some of these people, it doesn't matter if you're right next to it or you're over here with Mamdani. You're a left-wing liberal crazy guy. And I'm like, what?
That's a very good point. So I am, and contrary to what the caller might believe, I'm actually very moderate, right? There's some things I'm very liberal on social issues. I'm very conservative fiscally, right? But the current MAGA administration is not fiscally conservative. Tariffs for 50 years have been the anthem of Republicans until Trump goes, tariffs are good. And then they're all like, okay, tariffs are good. I'm anti-tariff. I'm a free trade guy. Call me a crazy Reagan Republican. I'm a free trade guy. I let the market work it out. What are those traders? They call it the invisible hand, right? Well, it's not the invisible hand if we're manipulating every piece of it, right?
I think you and I are similar in where we sit, but what I think is happening, and the numbers are bearing this out. It might have been like 44 people in America were approved of 44%. It would even get up close to 50 approving of Donald Trump. And I got to say, at times when he was doing a couple of things in the first term, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And the numbers would balloon. But now he's at the lowest possible point. So now you're just down to people that are just diehard MAGA that will go, hey, man, anything he does is all related to Hunter Biden's laptop, and you're a Democratic socialist if you're not in the 32%. So one out of three.
I think that you are seeing a schism in that Republican Party, right? And that's
that 17% of people are getting more and more bold, and they're saying
when no one would cross him, right? There's a really overweight Republican, Randy Fine.
I was going to throw like three names around here locally, it would be like, don't do that.
I saw a meme of this guy, not on MX Cartoons, but there was a meme that I saw of this guy just railing against releasing the Epstein files. And then he voted for it. After Trump says, it's okay, vote for it. He's like, everything I said for the last 6 months, I take back, and now I'm pro Epstein file release.
So
because Trump was playing 5-dimensional chess. He suckered the Democrats into releasing those files.
So we have to bring we have to bring it down here locally, though, because it's sad right now. Dan Durnall is kind of a middle of the road Republican.
I'm friends with Dan. I like
and
Dan.
you know that he's kind of a dork, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say he's a dork.
He's a dork. I've known him since he was a little kid, and I apologize for bullying when I was little.
I knew him when he was on the council, and I knew him when he was a senator, and I think he represents our region well. And he's getting swatted, which is I'm a little confused. Does that mean like a bunch of people ordered pizzas to his house, or did they call the cops and say like there's a
Here's the
domestic-
problem. If the SWAT team actually shows up, and then I think it happened one time where a SWAT team showed up and someone got swatted and the guy had gone.
That's
and
what
and
swatted,
you're afraid.
It's swatted because of the
SWAT team.
Okay.
Yeah. And in Northwest Indiana, you know a lot of guys on the SWAT team. They're ready, man. Boom. I'm gone. They'll be at your house in 10 minutes.
They got an itchy trigger finger.
And
right?
they're ready to go.
Which is good for us.
Yeah, it's good for us. They
wait,
show
I'm
up.
back to blue? I can't believe I'm pro-police, but I'm a flaming liberal.
I forgot where I was going to go. But Dan Durnell, and I don't apologize for calling him a dork. I've known him since he was 7 years old.
This happened to Randy, too?
Rick Niemeyer.
Oh, the
state legislator. Yeah.
Senator, right?
Senator,
and
I don't know.
This is because I saw a press release from Goody or
Good or something like that.
Who said, we will not be moving forward with this. We don't have the votes. So
aren't you proud of that? People could
I
actually.
I think that's great. I think it's great. I don't think Texas should have redistricted, and I don't think California should. I think we have a process for it in this country. It works around the census every 10 years, and because the president said to Greg Abbott, who I knew Greg Abbott before he was the governor. He's not a nice person. You get to learn things when you're in the service industry, right? I once hosted a fundraiser back when Bush was governor in Texas, and Rudy Giuliani was there, was a flaming drunk, which I think is kind of funny. It's the way he's turned out, but he stiffed my wait staff and drank scotch all afternoon in our bar, waiting on this fundraiser to happen. But Karl Rove was a regular customer. Karl Rove was a gentleman and the nicest guy. And at the time, I thought Karl Rove was like Darth Vader, right? But he was a very nice person. He was very civil, easy to talk to. He said hello to everybody. But then when you have all of a sudden these guys take a vote that the president doesn't like and we're swatting them. I saw somebody posted on Facebook, whether this is coming from the left or the right, I deplore all of it, or I disavow all of it. So the liberals are swatting Durnell because he didn't vote for this? That's the kind of intellectual dishonesty, right? Like, it's not the liberals that are swatting Dan Durnell. It's the MAGA people, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You don't know, but I mean,
I can make a good guess.
Yeah, you can make a good guess for the energy right now. And I was just reading the Indy Star this morning, and they're saying that Indiana's kind of setting the tone for saying, hey, you know what? We're going to do what we want here, pal, except for the governor and Micah Beckwith and Diego Morales, right? And they're going to follow Trump. And there are a lot of people. I was reading the quotes of, wasn't Goody, it was one of these other guys. He goes, dude, I live down the street. All these people coming to my house saying, this is bad. Don't redistrict. We don't have to do that. He goes, I'm representing them. I'm not beholden to a temporary holder of the White House, which then I'm starting to think, I'm like, well, why is Indiana standing up to Donald Trump and Kansas, but just basically Indiana and Kansas? But then you think about it, and Mitch Daniels set the tone and gave them some cover where he said, listen, you don't have to listen to a temporary holder of the White House. This is bad. It's going to turn Indiana against us. And I think that he set the tone so these legislators could say no to Donald Trump. And this is interesting. Now, I would love to see Mitch Daniels come out and talk about it, but he's gotten so pulled back from public life that he doesn't do that. He gave me an interview a couple months ago, but that was for the Little Cal documentary. But, he didn't want anything about current events or anything. We talked about it off the air, and he's still the same guy. And I'm like, all you got to do is say the word Mitch Daniels, and you have all sorts of Republicans and even Democrats and all union guys that didn't like what he did, but they still respected him. So he's coming out and saying, stand up to Donald Trump. Do not do this. You don't have to stand up to him. Nobody was saying that. And now here in Indiana, we're taking the lead on standing up to him.
And I think, I'm going to go back to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You just like her because she's a Southerner.
I'm embarrassed that she's a Southerner. But that was a big break, right? No one in the Republican Party, this Speaker of the House, this guy's a clown. Call me a liberal.
Is any Texas?
Louisiana.
Same difference.
It's very different. But, they won't do anything contrary to what Trump says, which is unique in our history because in the past, even Reagan, he had to work with the Republicans in Congress, right? So, but we've never had our legislature on the federal level completely give up their power. Hey, we're going to do whatever he says.
Well, that's what they do in the South. They just
why
see
why
their
are you bringing
power.
the South into this?
I don't know. I like to. I will say one thing.
Well, let's on a lighter note. You realize that the quarterfinal could be Purdue versus Alabama, and you know what? Randy Niemeyer should call in because every time he comes to Docs, he's got a daughter that goes to Alabama, and he knows I'm an Auburn fan. So every time he comes to Docs, he wears an Alabama shirt.
219-845-1100. I always
IU versus Bama.
You think that's going to happen?
Have you seen the
I've seen the
bracket?
projections.
Right. Alabama has to get by Oregon.
He's the producer. He's telling us to take phone calls. You got to look that way once in a while.
Sorry, Joe.
Go ahead. Hey, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Praise Allah. Thank God.
Okay.
Hey, first question, Jimmy. If these two teams playing tonight, if they win, are they in the final two or the final four?
Answer the question, Semino, will you? Semino he'll be on the pregame.
If they win tonight, then it's the state finals. It's the semi-state tonight. So it's Final Four right now.
So this is like the quarterfinals. So tomorrow, if they win tonight, they'll be in the finals.
Semis, Brett.
Semi-final.
Liberal math doesn't work on that there, Brett.
Hey, you can make fun of me all you want.
What?
Buddy, I got a leg up on you on football, all right? I come from the South. This is a basketball state. I'm a football guy. My high school.
Yeah, last time I checked, I used
had
number
a reality
2
show on MTV about their football program.
Oh my God!
What's on your mind?
Hey, listen,
get to
by
it.
By the way, if you're a barbecue place, what are you doing with lettuce? You tell those little diet watchers, you want a wrap? Go bring your own lettuce. You don't need lettuce at a barbecue place, okay? Problem solved.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah,
is this Mad Mac and I agreeing on something?
Yeah, and how many heads of lettuce you buy? What, 3 a week? And you throw half of it away. Who cares, man? Come on now.
You know what? Just in defense, there's a lot of people that order salads there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, and they all weigh 250 pounds, and they buy cases of water that sit in their garage and then freeze in the winter. They never use it while they're ordering a regular Coke, and they go, oh, I need a straw so I can sip down these 8,000 calories in this cup. I'm watching my weight. Sweetie, listen, you're watching your weight. You better watch it going out the door so you don't knock the frame out.
All right. Can you slow down a second? I'm going to ask you a direct question and we'll address whatever you want. So,
yeah, is it okay if I answer it how I'd like, though, without you getting your permission on every vowel I utter? But go ahead.
You
know what? I'm nuts. Jimmy, you wasted the first half hour of your show by mumbling. Then you bring Brett in, and now he doesn't know that the files, like the Hunter laptop was totally true. They used it in defense in a case where it was adjudicated against Hunter. They brought that laptop in as evidence.
Okay,
After
hey, listen,
denying its
stop.
existence.
I literally can't talk
too
about
much
the
for you to handle.
Hunter laptop. But here's the question I have for you. Just on a question of rudeness, vulgarity, decorum, when I just want to get your opinion on President Trump saying these two things in the last couple of days to a female reporter. Quiet, piggy. That would be one. And then the other one was where he talks to the ABC reporter, and he says, "You're a terrible reporter, and we're going to take your license away for ABC." Do you think that's appropriate tone for public discourse?
I think it's appropriate given what he's been up against. And like I cited before, Jimmy, you know when a guy puts a book out and then they take him to court and they sue him, or or someone gets taken to court for something they said, right? Now, I've cited this book before. I'll buy you a copy if you want to read it. Ball of Collusion by Andrew McCarthy. He lays out, and this book was put out in 2019 while Trump was still in his first term in office. He explicitly lays the entire collusion against Trump on Obama, Comey. Excuse me, hold on. Brett.
I want to interrupt real quick.
I asked you a question.
So I want to get back to Jimmy's question. You're saying that Trump is justified in saying the things he does and treating people the way he does because of this collusion. So
it's kind of funny coming from you, Brett, because your former partner was probably the most obnoxious guy in the history of WJOP.
I'm waiting for you to answer Jimmy's original question.
Okay, so here it is, real quick. The second part
with that level of political discourse.
Yeah, the second one he said to the woman about taking the license away from ABC. Yeah, it's good rhetoric to say, listen, you guys need to put the truth out. He didn't win in court three times.
Just a second.
Holy moly, Brett.
Let me speak for a moment.
Jimmy, stuffing full of lettuce.
Pull your mic up a little.
He was upset because that reporter asked him, sitting next to MBS, she asked him.
The Prince of Saudi Arabia, yeah.
So our own intelligence community, the people that work for Donald Trump and worked for him at that time, said this guy ordered the murder of an American citizen journalist, and they cut him up with a bone saw. And he's now sitting in the White House, and this lady says, "Do you have any problem with that?" And Trump's response is, "You're fake news, and I need to take your license."
He was an American citizen. He was a dual citizen, and he was a member of.
He was a dual citizen, so he was an American citizen.
Virginia. He lives in Virginia.
He was a dual citizen.
So what if he wasn't a citizen? If he was a reporter who worked for an American publication and a dictator had him cut up with a bone saw, it's bad to ask a question about that? That's insulting?
That particular issue has already been legislated and put away. But that particular reporter, so you know, was working with the group CARE. And what was their goal? Trying to figure out how to allow terrorists into Saudi Arabia to take down SM, whatever his name is.
Hey, hold on a second. This isn't like some private. It's not a private chat, thingy. Hey, listen. So I guess the answer to the question, the answer to the question is, in your mind, just like the last caller too, the Trump is justified because of X, Y, and Z. Those comments.
The piggy thing, he made a little stepped up close to the line, but the point of that comment was because he took a question from someone, he took her question, then he went to someone else, and she kept yelling, then he went to someone else, and he finally said, "Hey, you're kind of being a pig here in this press conference, one question per person, so, hey, little piggy,
so you legitimized
more than I did.
He legitimized it both times, and that's what I'm asking you, if that's okay.
It's okay to insult somebody if
Oh
you
my
feel
God.
wronged.
If
Fred,
you're
ask
wrong.
Joe Cimino how the Kuziak day
All
went.
right, we're done.
He
Thank you. So I think that
We just got to a really salient point there, right?
Say it again.
It's okay to insult somebody if you feel wronged. That's what we've just justified. If that's the way it is, but I guess the point I was trying to make earlier with the Marjorie Taylor Greene, we used to be above that, right? Like, I had a really good coach, the guy who's got a reality show about our football team. He was very big into class, right? Like, we didn't spike the football when we scored a touchdown. His thing was act like you've been there before.
Pull that mic up again. Go ahead. I want to hear the story. The 3 or 4 listeners do too, and you keep letting that thing fall down. Go ahead.
But what we've said, and what I learned as an athlete in high school was, you have to, I was a wrestler. I didn't, and I was pretty good. And I pinned somebody. I didn't give them the finger guns in their face. I acted like I'd been there before. I shook their hand and walked off because I won, and I was
Barry Sanders scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
Here's the ball, ref.
Right.
Do not come running at me.
And we have taken that crazy celebration. Now the NFL throws a flag for taunting. You give somebody the finger guns, you're getting a flag. And the NFL is trying to legislate dignity and class back into the game. And what we're saying here, what Max said in the previous caller, it's okay for Trump to have no class because these people did these things to us. I remember a time when politicians and people in the public square tried to act above that. I'm not going to dignify you're going to insult me. I'm not going to dignify that by insulting you back. And that's changed. That on both sides. Would you agree?
Yes. But I'm going to extend it. And look at him taking charge in there. He's like, take a break. Hey, I'm going to extend it just so that people know that if one politician insults another politician and that politician B comes back, that's really entertaining. And I'm sorry. I have a secret. I'm like, all right. When I was growing up, I liked the song Billy, Don't Be a Hero. And all my Black Sabbath friends are like, how could you like that song? That's so pop and this and that. I go, oh, no, it's not a good, it's a good story. But, and so it was like a secret thing, and they'd play it late at night on WLS. And I was like, God, I like this song. Even my dad was like, I can't believe you like that song. But I like the game and I love this part of it, and we're at really kind of heights of listenership, and
Do you think as a country
it's
we're
not
better
good.
off?
No, we're awful, and I'm trying to not I'm trying not to enjoy it.
There's a guy, and I think he's from New York, Moskowitz.
Yeah.
So he has gotten really good at trolling the Republicans in Congress. And I watched a video. There was an animal welfare bill, which no one's in favor of being mean to animals, right? Like, that's we can all unite around you shouldn't beat dogs. Well, there some completely inconsequential bill about animal welfare, and he got the floor and spoke for about 10 minutes, and he wanted to rename it the Kristi Noem Animal Relief Act because she wrote in her book about killing a dog. and it's like, this is funny, but this isn't. It's not good.
Right.
it
has an entertainment element. Hey, we'll take a short break because Joe Cimino said so, and we'll be right back on the Voice and Face, or in the Voice of the Region. Shooby-doo wop bop bop ba. Shooby-doo wop bop 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 ba.
Okay,
We're on YouTube,
we're on.
right, Joe? Yeah, we're on YouTube, and I am going to tell you a couple of things that we got to hit first. First of all, for taking a look at traffic, we have that horrible accident on eastbound Borman, and that is backing things up from basically I-65 or Broadway, between Broadway and I-65, all the way back to Klein Avenue. Hey, Joe, do you have my wife's cell phone in yours?
No.
No, anybody? Because I need to tell her not to take the Borman today. All right? You know what I mean? And not only that, she's going to be mad.
Your wife doesn't listen to you on the radio?
No, gosh, no. And not only that, I misplaced. I got new iPads, so she can't take the toll road without going through the. And I'm like, I'm gonna be like, well, take the toll road, and I'll log on and pay it today. But don't go on the Borman eastbound. Somebody text my wife that has it. All right, Jed said on the air, don't take the Borman.
Yeah,
eastbound on the Borman.
Paul Goddard said it's bad. He just texted me.
Well, did he send a picture?
No. Hey, Paul, send me a picture.
Yeah, send a picture, and then he'll send it to Semino and blah, blah, blah. So
send the picture of Stan to Semino.
You send it to him.
I don't.
All right, here's his number. I'll give you his number right on my phone. I don't want to look at a sheep's backside. Let me see. Semino, there it is right there. Here's his number, okay? So anyways, 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. The Bishop Ford is pretty good, and the southern end of the Dan Ryan is actually pretty good. But then you hit 55th Street, so whether you take the Skyway or you go with the freeway, doesn't matter either way. You're going to hit some bad traffic coming into Jane Byrne and the city there. So the biggest, worst thing in the entire Chicago metropolitan area is eastbound on the Borman. Evidently, a truck hit a tree trimming truck going eastbound on the Borman between Broadway and I-65, which is so ironic as that's the number one area in the entire area that the state of Indiana wants to fix. And
so they want to fix it? Are they going to add lanes?
I don't even want to go into this because I went to the meeting. And I
as
went
a guy who travels that all the time, and it's going to be jacked up for 3 years.
3 years.
And then at the end of it, we're going to get several extra lanes, right?
They're going to take the shoulders, and there's going to be a sign every half mile, a massive sign, like huge,
gantry.
Like a gantry, and they're going to build one every half mile for 14 miles. So what's that, 28 gantries or 26 gantries? And, of course, everybody's like, oh, well, that's just so you could hang a little thing on there and toll, right? Well, eventually, probably, and or possibly. But they have to rip up the road to put in hardline internet to control these signs. That's the first thing they're going to do. Then they're going to close lanes to reconfigure them, and then there's going to be some lanes that will go one way, and then in the afternoon they'll turn them and they'll go the other way, like those express lanes in going to O'Hare. I mean, I saw the whole thing, but really what it comes down to is each lane is going to have its own directions from the gantry above. Like different lanes will have different speed limits.
Or different tolls.
Watch yourself, man.
Brent, what exactly am I supposed to be doing with this picture?
It's just we were talking about Stan, and he's the sausage king of Northwest Indiana, and I had a funny picture.
Do you want me to put it up on the air?
I know. Yeah. Who wants to look at a sheep's? All right, throw it up there.
You were talking about this is a great picture of Stan's goatee.
Yeah, it is. So, there you go.
I'm surprised he hadn't texted me.
All right, so let me finish the weather
tonight.
I'll do the weather, Joe. Just get it out of the way. All right, high of it's really not a bad day to go out to Andrean to see the game or to Maryville. High of 49, mostly cloudy, a little bit of sunshine late in the afternoon. Tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, beautiful November day, a high of 50. And then by Sunday, plenty of sunshine, a nice end to the weekend. Tonight, 6:30, Maryville is hosting Concord, and then Andrean is hosting Adams Central at 7. And those games will both be done by the Heartland Sports Network on IHSAA TV. Our producer right now, Joe Semino, the Andrean guy, he's going to be there for a kickoff celebration before the game, and it's going to be Ben and Joe and Peter, and Tom Dockich is supposed to stop by, and some other people. It should be a nice little party. But Stan Stefanski is going to be out there from Big Frank Sausage, and here's a picture right now of Stan Stefanski.
Stan, don't hate me for this.
Yeah,
He's my buddy.
Yeah. Show the picture.
We're having
Come
some
on.
problems.
With, you can't show it. Good. Thank you.
The digital marketing, because I told you we're setting up the digital marketing stuff, so our laptop is like all out of wand.
Exactly, and this camera's not being isn't working
Nope.
for some
Yeah,
reason.
it's the same exact
Stan and I are
reason.
compadres as we're both Packers fans.
Ew.
You're a Packers fan? I forgot.
Ew. Well, me and Paul Goddard are Cowboys fans, so screw you. I hate the Packers.
Hey, go to Region News Source and like it for your latest news. If you've noticed that I've slipped a few Region News Source stories in there, yeah, you'll hear some as we go along. I think I've promoted everything. Let's just take some calls. We got
Look, we can promote one more thing.
What? Go to Doc's and watch the game tonight.
Well, you can watch the game, but you can also order your Thanksgiving dinner. So our cutoff is Sunday evening, but we've been doing it for this will be our 9th year. We do whole turkeys, hams. We do turkey every day. You're a fan of our turkey, right? But we do mashed potatoes. In the South, we call it dressing. Up here, y'all call it stuffing. Green bean casserole. You can order a meal. You can order individual sides. We have a lot of pies. We do a maple bourbon pecan pie that is out of this world. So you can go to docsbarbecue.net, click on Order Thanksgiving, and we will set you up. Leave the cooking to us. You won't have a dry turkey. You can just get up in the morning and start drinking. You don't have to worry about cooking. Just come pick it up from us.
There's the South talking again. Pull that mic up again. You keep moving.
We'll be there on Thanksgiving Day till on Thursday. Part of our one of the things that we've done since our first year is we feed first responders, and so about 6 years ago we started opening on Thanksgiving morning, so you can come pick up your Thanksgiving while we're feeding the first responders. But you can pick it up Thanksgiving Day. You can pick it up the day before. But let Docs handle the cooking for you on Thanksgiving. Don't let your mother-in-law dry out the turkey.
And I do need to promo one other thing. The Northwest Indiana Food Bank is in dire need of food and so forth. And right now, if you go to Strachan Van Til's, you can go up and round up, and that money will go to the food bank. Hey, let's take some phone calls. Semino, why not, huh? Hey, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey, la mononierishka.
The reason that lettuce costs so much is because all the rabbits in the United States are not having birth control. They're eating up all the lettuce. We got to get it from another country.
I don't know why that's funny, but it is.
It's so the explanation that I've gotten is there's labor issues and bad weather in Salinas, California, which is where lettuce, bell peppers, cabbage, all the things I buy.
Weed.
Hire some labor. Hire some laborers to be in the fields and chase the rabbits away, and the price of lettuce will go down.
Or they could get some good old boys from the South with the 22 out there, and we'll take care of those rabbits for you.
Yeah, you're talking
copperhead snakes.
But
cottonmouths.
Talking all this stuff and everything. But the last week or two, I went and did 3 aerial shots of 3 cities, because this one city improved their downtown and this and that. And what I have seen about cities is like, okay, Hammond did all that wonderful stuff downtown Hammond, but when I did my drone shots last week, okay, you can't walk around in there and go into the shops. But like, you go to Highland, because when I was there for the fire prevention week, I walked up and down that whole area. There's many places to walk in and out and do stuff. You go to Crown Point Square, you can park, you can walk all the way around and scare. There's so many places you go in. But when I go down, I hardly go down that way. But when you go downtown Hammond, I look over, and then when I did my aerial shots of that downtown, there's nowhere to go to do anything in that downtown. Why is that? There's nothing there. But now let me talk about the cost. I have been, since now I'm retired and enjoying time, I've been going around to the trucking industries and the truck repair stores, okay? But there's a place that has brand name semi-tires. I won't mention the names. They're stock. They don't buy much of those anymore because they're buying these cheap tires from another country, because the cost of these tires and the parts. I talked to a truck repair shop that sells parts. They're having their cost has gone up so extremely high for the parts that it's hard to keep these trucks operating safe. because of the cost.
So, thank you.
I think you make a good point, and I think that's where what flaming liberals like me would call the invisible hand of the market, right? So you can go and buy a cheap Chinese tire, or you can spend money on a good American-made tire. But you, as a consumer, have that choice, and that's where some people will choose the cheap tires and buy them 3 times, and some people will say, I'm going to buy the best once, or in the case of tires, more than once. But that is where the free market sorts out the winners and the losers, not the government, right?
I went to a store last week, and I bought one can. I won't say what it was, and top brand name, and I bought a can, non-brand name, the cheapest one. I opened them both up, put them in a bowl, and I tasted each one, and there was no difference. But you're paying a high dollar for them. Put the paper wrap around a can, and you're paying more money for that can, and the other one was so much cheaper, but they both taste the same.
Okay, hey, thank you for the phone call.
That's a great point. I think that's a really good point.
Well, I think what he's really pointing out is that with the tariffs and the high price and the inflation, that perhaps people will shift off of the brand name and the good, the higher quality into lower quality stuff because you got to meet.
Well, his point is there's not really that much difference, right?
Yeah,
but in a free market economy, the company that makes the brand name stuff spends a bunch of money on marketing. They employ a bunch of
research
people. We're going to convince you to pay $1 more for our can, even though the contents are the same, right?
Not always.
Well, in what the caller just said was he opened them both and they're the same.
All right, I'll give you an example. Corn. You ever buy a generic can of corn? Probably not. And I'll go around. I'm a penny pincher, and all right, I'll try this corn. I'll try that corn, and I eat corn a lot.
So is the store brand better than Del Monte?
The Green Giant. Green Giant is way better than any of the other ones, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if they can't get the salt.
So I think in a couple weeks we should come in, and I'll go buy some store brand and some name brand of various canned goods, and you can take the Pepsi challenge. You remember the Pepsi challenge?
I'll do the corn challenge. I'll do
it.
I
mean, I think that's an interesting exercise, right? Because is that marketing? Because the store brand doesn't advertise. Green Giant, I mean, I don't.
They still advertise.
Used to, the Jolly Green Giant, right? So you go in the grocery store. I remember the Green Giant. That's good stuff. But really, it's the same corn.
Oh, it's not the same corn. I'm telling you, the corn Green Giant beats any generic brand. All right, hey, let's take some phone calls. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air.
Good morning, Jed. Good morning, Brent.
Good morning.
Hey, oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
good morning to you, too. Brent, just want to
he hates
just want to say thanks because Brent and Doc's Barbecue catered a party that I had, and it was a huge hit. The two things that stand out to my guests, I love the pulled pork, but it was the turkey and coleslaw that people went crazy for. There was nothing left, and then you can mash the. I also got the mac and cheese. And it was just a huge hit, and I just want to thank you.
Well,
and once again, your staff was just amazing again, and so it's everyone there is just so cool, and they're chill and nice and professional. I mean, you're just not going to get that just anywhere. So that was.
Here's what I get out of that: he had a party, and I didn't get invited.
Hey, I've invited you to every single party because your wife is a judge. You don't want to come.
Well,
that's just an excuse. He's like, I'm a wife's judge. I can't go.
I hear you on the radio,
I've got to be
and you never show up to anything anyway.
I babysit all the time. You're right. You have invited me so many times. What I like to do to him is text him on a Sunday morning when he's having a party, saying, "Hey, do you mind if I park and go to the beach?" Like right when he needs all the parking. But so, how many people did you have for this party that he catered?
136.
136.
136. Yeah.
How do you know? Did you count all the people?
Oh yeah.
Kind of.
There's a
Yeah,
list.
because we
They call
was
an invite list.
We were texting, and he was like, "I think it's going to be an extra 20 people." I was like, "It's no problem.
Right.
We can handle it."
Yep, exactly. And
That's what we do.
Yeah, it worked out.
I make it happen.
Really well.
Was it at the house or at the beach?
The Aquatorium. It was.
It's at the Aquatorium.
Oh yeah.
So you rented out the Aquatorium in Gary, and then you catered it.
Yes.
What did you cater with? You got turkey, you got coleslaw. We know that. What else?
It was
Pulled pork. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Pulled pork and
the mac and cheese and the coleslaw and the turkey was absolutely killer. That was so good.
Our turkey is a sleeper. People don't think about
it. Really is.
I mean, we cook turkey year round, and that's why when I talk about Thanksgiving, I'm like, let us handle it. I cook thousands of them every year. It'll be good.
And then everything was set. All the rolls were there. All the different combinations of sauces. And I want to thank you for that. And everything was.
You brought all the sauces?
We're a full service operation when you cater.
I'm gluten free, so I've never had one of your rolls, and I don't think Alexis gets them either.
So it's funny. I just found Pat Niebling, our old chef, who's a great guy. He's now with U.S. Foods, and I was meeting with him yesterday. We were working on getting all of our orders in because we're going to cook probably 60 whole turkeys, 140, 150 turkey breasts, and we got hams and all this other stuff. But they have a roll now, which I've been eating since I was a little kid, called Sister Schubert's. They have these in Meyer, but now we can get them through the food service distributor in mass quantity. Sister Schubert started making her rolls in a dorm at Auburn, where I went to college. And if you go to my family's thing, it's always Sister Schubert's. So if you order from Doc's, you're going to get Sister Schubert's rolls now. They're the best yeast rolls you've ever had.
Why are you going so high quality when you could be getting rolls from China? Anyways, Dave, sorry about that.
I think that's a rhetorical question. Anyway, I've been listening for an hour. I don't know, hour and 20 minutes so far, and it's interesting from a political standpoint how polarized the country is. And Jed, I mentioned, and I said to you yesterday when right before Jim came on to talk about Dan and what his family has been subjected to from the Republican Party.
Did you hear Weezer talking about that? That was awful.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's one of his best friends. It's crazy what the Republican Party is doing today. But it's how polar. And I said locally in Lake County, there's not a lot of daylight between Democrats and Republicans. And Jim said that's starting to change. It's starting to become more nationalized. And I said, most people can have a great civil conversation right up to the point when you start bringing in national politics. And then it's so polarized that, you can't talk to one another, And, one of your callers back around 7 o'clock, I believe it was exactly 7:10 at the time, that, Brett, you're a screaming liberal. See, and because there is no more individuality. You're not going to find another person that's a tightwad, more physically conservative than me. Kathy makes fun of me. Anytime I open my wallet, she's like, oh, look at the dust blowing out.
Hessville. That's a Hessville thing. Just so
yes, it is. I grew up on Hamburger Helper. My mother was a single parent. So, yeah, I know exactly how to rub two pennies together, And that's just being how I was brought up. And some people that grew up in Hessville that have moved away forgot those values, right? And then you asked the question to another caller, a moral question about Donald Trump. And did you understand who you were talking to when you asked that question? Right? I personally, I couldn't wait. And of course it wasn't, none of the questions you asked those guys that call in, they're never going to answer a question. Matter of fact, he said to you, Brent, how about I'm going to answer your question with a question. Because they refuse to be and the Khashoggi butchering, right? And he was a journalist, and because
he was a
Trump
dual citizen, so he's not an American citizen.
Oh, exactly, right. Yeah, whatever gibberish that means. But he was an American citizen and a journalist. And Trump hates journalists so much because they don't cater to him. It was okay if the Saudi prince ordered this man to be butchered and dismembered in a Saudi consulate in Istanbul. That's okay. And he's defending him. And then
he didn't just defend him. We made Saudi Arabia, we gave them status as our closest non-NATO allies, which only I wasn't aware that was a thing, but there was a list of the countries that we have given that status to.
Right.
And it was like, wow.
Oh, and remember, 9 out of 12.
We got to go, bud. Thank you.
I know.
All right, Dave, thank you for
all right, hold on
for
a
using
second.
Docs.
Do we have a show right now? All right, he doesn't know. I mean, you know what happens when you ask your producer a question and he goes, I don't know.
You're running a tight ship over here.
Yeah,
Dedelow.
real tight ship, my friend. I think I have a show coming up, so either we'll come back with the show or you and I will come back. We'll be either way. You don't want to go anywhere on the Voice of the Region. Hey,
welcome back, WJOB, the voice of the region.
Hey, Adriana, I'm like, we got to tighten the ship up on our shows and podcasts. We got 20.
And then you come in and loosen it all back up?
Yeah, and so she sends out an email yesterday to everyone who does a show or a podcast here, and that, please send me your time for doing it, and I'll put it in there. And we've had some.
You guys are going to keep a calendar?
She's going to keep it. I'm not going to keep it. I like right now. Chelsea Whittington's from Gary is texting me. Oh, well, what about this? I go, man, please don't text me anymore on this. It all goes through her. But we have a show at 8:30 that is the Cal College show. That Joe Cimino, you've put it in the blue frame. I do want to bring this up though before I go to traffic and weather. Our producer is going to be out there, the former quarterback Ed and Drain, and certainly a rising star in the sports broadcasting area is going to be hosting the pregame show on the IHSA network and on the Heartland Sports Network.
So this is like a college game day.
Yeah, and it's taken off. I didn't want to do it.
Do you guys have somebody kicking field goals like McAfee?
Oh, yeah. What a great idea because they're doing it on the
we
field.
We had that idea, but I think it's more about just getting the sponsorships for somebody to give, like, So, like, the first week at Andrean, we had Chick-fil-A, and we had planned on doing something. It just kind of fell through for, like, a gift card or something. So, I mean, if you want to throw out, like, a $100 Doc's barbecue gift card or something.
Done.
Okay, I'll talk to Pete.
All right,
is somebody going to kick a field goal to win it?
I mean, there's got to be something to win.
You know what? In this day and age, I'll give them a participation gift card. They don't even have to make them.
You're such a.
I'm such a flaming liberal. Give them the participation gift
listen,
card. If you get somebody to kick a field goal, whether they make it or not, I'll give them a $100 gift card.
How about this? How about throwing a ball? He's a quarterback. How about throwing a ball into a tire?
Into a tire?
I love that.
Well, that's what Dr. Pepper does that at the SEC stuff, right?
Yeah,
they have that
at the halftime.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've been wanting somebody to give me an opportunity to do something like that.
You're like,
I would just break the
put
record.
me in, coach.
Yeah, I would break the record.
Hey, you know what? I played in the backfield behind an All-American high school quarterback, but I was a quarterback. So if he got hurt or whatever, I would have to go in there. So I can still throw a ball. Maybe you and I would go head-to-head on the show. Don't laugh like that.
If you guys do that, I'll be the McAfee that jumps around and makes fun of both of you.
Okay. With a southern accent. Hey, I need to bring this up. Doesn't he look a little different today, a little out of it, or either happy or something? He had a date last night.
I did have a date.
That's why he was late this morning.
Exactly. What the heck?
Tell us how the date went, Joe.
It went great.
It just ended like an hour ago.
Yeah. I just got home like 30 minutes ago. No, it was awesome. We went to this place in Rosemont because that's around where she lives, which is far from here. It took me like an hour to get there.
Roselawn?
Rosemont.
Right up by O'Hare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we went to this place called Carlucci's. It's like an Italian restaurant. My mom had me tweaked out because she was telling me, she's like, yeah, you're going to go over there and you're going to spend like $300. And I was like, that's literally a check from Jed for me. Like,
look, there's your 2 weeks pay.
Yeah, literally. And I was like, hey, we went there and, we both had to work early in the morning. So we just got some waters, which dropped the cost probably like $150 with the wine that they had there. Like, it was like the glass was like $30. I was like, what? So
why are you taking her to Carlucci's?
Because I was trying to make an impression, man.
Well, hold on a second. I think it backfired when you take her to Carlucci's and tell her she can only get water.
I didn't tell her
only.
I did not.
No appetizers.
That was her idea.
We're sharing an entree.
That was her idea. I put zero limit. Zero limit on the menu at all. That was her choice because she had to get up early for work. So I'm just saying she kind of saved me unknowingly.
So what did you order?
I don't even. It's like.
Was it chicken or meat?
It's bolognese, but there was like some other Italian words I don't know how to pronounce.
And so that's like a pasta with a sausage.
Bolognese is a meat sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a pasta.
Yeah.
And
so
what did she get?
What kind of noodles did you have?
Oh shoot.
Was it like spaghetti or was it like tortellini?
I think it was tortellini.
Okay. Little stuffed noodles.
No. Okay. So no, it was like the
little
circular ones, like
the corkscrews.
Yes.
I don't know what you call those. All right, so what did she get?
Tortellini?
Yeah, it is tortellini.
Tortellini, yeah.
She's got this these ravioli with butternut squash and like brown butter and some almonds. It was so good. It was crazy.
So did she get a red sauce or was it a cream sauce?
It was like
the brown butter, right?
Brown butter.
Oh, I
butternut squash ravioli. I've had that somewhere before.
I thought it was inside the road. Or no, it was.
Butternut squash is on the inside.
Yeah.
The brown butter is the sauce.
God,
Brown
that
butter's
sounds
delicious.
Good right now. I'm starving.
It was so good. I was beyond amazed with that. I've never had butternut squash, but like I ate like 3 of hers.
Hey, were you charming and like looking at her
Of course.
and when she was
He's
telling
like,
stories,
I really like you to enjoy this. Only order water.
you don't really want a salad, do you? How about just 2 entrees, nothing else? It'll cost me $110.
Look, we're gonna split a salad, an appetizer, and an entree.
Well, we did
One
split an appetizer. We got calamari. It was like $27.
Oh, wait, did you take the rest of it home in your front pocket?
Oh, I took anything we didn't finish. I took home. I was like, it cost
Good
me
man.
like $150 or something.
So, are you like dating regularly or what?
No, that was there was the one instance before that Gino threw me under the bus to everybody. That was a couple weeks ago, and then just this one. So I'm trying to take it slow, trying to be smart with who I go out with now. I'm not
So
just gonna...
maybe we could do the field goal kicking and the throwing the ball into the
Like a
tire,
barrel or something.
and then we could like do some sort of sponsorship to Who Wants a Date with Joe Cimino.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
I like that one.
I mean,
I'll sponsor the date.
yes.
Come on
Hey,
in, Doc's.
You know what?
I'll let you have soda. You don't have to drink water at Doc's, buddy.
There you go.
I got
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you. I
He'll
really
pay, the whole thing's covered. Hey, you want to get an
You can each have your own appetizer.
yes. You want the
Wow.
hillbilly caviar? You got it.
I feel so spoiled.
Hey, 294 around the city looks pretty good. Hold on a second, will you? Hey, talk amongst yourselves.
All right. I guess we could. Just...
So I, without looking at my phone, I know Paul got it updated. It's backed up from Klein eastbound, right? From that.
Why do we even do anything? We just wait for Goddard to text us. You know what I mean?
mean,
Go to Region News
it's like
Source
a
and
bat
like
signal. If there's something going on, Paul Goddard knows about
it.
it.
Yeah. Hey.
Which interestingly enough, we were talking about. Somebody was talking about the weed. Did you see the thing on Region News Source? The guy in Munster with 200 pounds of weed
and 40 pounds,
mushrooms,
160 pounds of weed and 40 pounds of mushrooms or something like that, somewhere in that. But he lived in Munster and he got busted.
In Chicago, but then they went back and raided his house in Munster.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, that's where all the stuff. Paul Goddard, Region News Source, had a picture of all of the weed piled up at the Munster police station. Or I'm assuming it was Munster police station, but yeah.
If
which is weird to me.
Why wouldn't you have it in Lansing?
It's legal, right? I mean, like
exactly. Anyways, and not only that,
it's the taxes, man. You got to be the tax man.
That's what he's doing, probably.
Yeah,
right?
No, I mean that's.
Anyways, all right. I got 294 around the city. Looks good. 80 going east and west. Looks good. Bishop Ford, Dan Ryan, Skyway Toll Road. Your problem is a big bad accident at I-65 eastbound between Broadway and I-65. It is backing things up. How far? You just got the text from Goddard. I don't mean to interrupt.
Klein Avenue.
Klein Avenue.
It's backed up from Klein.
It's going from – all right, yeah, that's what it looks like here. Also, you got something westbound on the Illinois side, basically from the quarry back to Torrance. So – I don't know what you do if you're going either way, but if you're coming up the Bishop Ford and the Dan Ryan, they are way lighter than normal. Hey, Cimino, it's up to you. Want to take a few phone calls? Let's do it. Hey, you're on the air. How are you today?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call. And Brett hit on something a while back during the program. He mentioned the wonderful Rudy Giuliani. What a piece of work. And you know what? This harkens back to the day, Jed, you probably know my dad was a Navy chief, boxer in the Navy also. If I said and did just a fraction of what these people say and do, I would, as Kuziak said, I would be taken out back to the woodshed and thoroughly trashed. And you learn what is right, what is wrong, what is proper, what is improper. And some of these people, they're in an altered state of universe, and if you try to talk some sense to them, reality, they paint you as a bad person. And you know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and without other opinions, what do we have? We have nothing. And
that's a good point.
I respect everyone's opinions, and I know where they're coming from. And therefore, I watch and choose my words wisely because I don't want to offend some of these. They throw it out there that, some people are snowflakes. Really? It just seems to me that nowadays there are so many people out there that can say the most vile, despicable things, and that's okay. But when you say just the slightest thing that might be true, they get so offended and they turn into a snowflake. There was a psychologist that said that some of these far right wing-dingers are going to go so far that they are going to start turning into a different form of woke. And it didn't ring, but you know what? Yes, it is true. And it's good listening to you, gentlemen. Always a good show, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate that. It's good to hear from someone who's centered.
Thank you.
Well, yes, exactly. Thank
you.
And,
did you ever find, I don't know, when you're talking to people, if you're in the center, you have no friends. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm here by myself and nobody's with me because I'm on. If you say something in the center and then the left is like all mad at you and then the right's all mad at you. And that's why it's so fun to watch these shows because I love it's so entertaining. And then you're like, oh, they have a good point. Oh, that guy has a good point. Oh, she has a good point. But you would never make it in one. You and I would never make it in one of these shows. Neither would the caller. Because we would say that. We go, hey, you know what? You got a good point to the guy on the right. Oh, you got a good point to the guy on the left.
So you don't automatically disagree with someone because of where they stand on everything.
Yeah.
They can be right on something, and you disagree with them on something else. It's not
because
all or nothing.
Someone has, exactly, and just because someone has a different point of opinion, I do not call them nasty, vile names or paint them in a certain way that if you go on these certain programs and get your talking points, here's how you vilify the other side. And I was, like you just touched on, I was vilified back in the day when I really, truly believed in Ross Perot. There were people at work that thought I was nuts, but I said, listen, we're going to hear a sucking sound of all our jobs. What happened? We did it to ourselves. We did this to ourselves. And he wasn't a draft dodger. He spoke the truth, and he wasn't a womanizer.
What a boring president he would have been.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Can we go back in time? Can we get a third party going where somebody's actually righteous?
I think
truly righteous.
I think that we are going to come in the next 2 to 4 years the best opportunity to have a third party that we've ever had. And the first election I voted in was that Clinton, Ross Perot, Bush.
No,
you don't think so?
No third party to either one of you. What's going to happen is, and this is my prediction. Yeah, you had
well, it's the MAGA thing fractures, which is certainly going down that road right now, right? I mean,
hold on.
The Civil War.
Here's what's going to happen. It went way too far left and wokeism and I almost got canceled, as you guys well know, right? So and then now it's gone the other way, and you bring that up. It's like a new form of woke that you could see it. You could see it on these phone calls. We're try to be in the center, and if we're not with the MAGA folks, we're like, oh, you're Democratic Socialists. Well, that's how it was before. If you weren't with these far left things and you said something in the center, you might have been canceled right then and there. Okay, so it is. So what's going to happen is we're going to go right past go in the center, and then it's going to go right back to the left. That's where it heads.
But that's not good for our country.
Well, that's how it is.
I think if you really got down to brass tacks, more people fall in that middle than the extremes.
Yeah, but it's like they get their foot run over in a parking lot and the car keeps going. They don't mean anything, right? You know what I mean? Hey, man, thanks for the phone call.
Yeah, thank you, caller.
Open your door. Hey, do we have time, or what do you want to do? One more? All right, let's take one more. It's going to be kind of quick. Hey, you're on the air. Go.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey,
How
Dave.
you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. What's happening?
Oh, leave it to you to bring up some good old memories of 1997. Maybe for Griffith, not quite so much for Andrean.
1997. It was one of the highlights of my life was following all these young kids that I knew all these years growing up. I played football with them, basketball, and then they were state champions. Walking on that field, taking pictures, and then I got so partied up that I left my little Instamatic with all these great pictures. I left it in the bar. But anyways, it was a beautiful moment in the Dome, and I will never forget. I had my kids there. Steve got a bunch of tackles, and it was a beautiful moment. I want to see Andrean and Maryville have that moment this year.
I remember going to the semi-state game over in Fort Wayne that year, and not only was it butt cold, the start of the game got delayed because the lights were broken.
Yes, and they played the game with half the lights out, and then all that did was mean whenever Shane Radke would put the ball in somebody's belly, you couldn't see it because it was too dark. So it was the number one advantage for Griffith because it was so dark you couldn't see the ball. It was nuts. Hey, Dave, I got to go, buddy. I love you. Thanks for the phone call. We'll reminisce another time. Joe Cimino will be on the air tonight at 5:30. If we are allowed to do it, I'll come down. I live a couple blocks away, and I'll put it on the radio. And then we also have Maryville with Brian Jennings on the Heartland Sports Network. He'll be announcing that game. And then Sam Michael will be the play-by-play on the 7 o'clock Andrean game. And then at 8:30, it's going to be Purdue and Texas Tech in Bahamas. Now, if the Andrean game is still going on and I'm able to put it in the Bahamas, they said one of the rims was, and the floor started getting moist in the second half because of all the humidity. And they said one of the rims was higher than the other. But Purdue wound up winning, and they were on the ropes against Memphis. Texas Tech beats, I forget who it was, by 1 point, Wake Forest. So it's a great tournament. So it should be a great game tonight. Lock it in on the radio all the way through. Now, there is a problem. If they don't want us to put the game on the radio, I'll just have to use my special powers and see if they'll let us put it on there. But we're going to have a full night. Thank you, Brent. Don't forget, if you want a turkey, let him do it and let them do it. They'll do just the turkey breast. They'll do sides. You could get
do a
pies.
whole meal.
Yeah, do a whole meal. You get
a
everything.
Feast or a dinner. You don't want to feed 10 to 12 people. We've got that set up for you. All you do is press play.
Doc's Barbecue. Go out to them on the internet. But also thanks to our producer, Joe Cimino. Up next, Calumet College on the Voice of the Region.